Man is back.
Oh, my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered. Something is true, something but look at that, my God.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary gameplay for you guys, and more news keep on dropping. So there's really two major news that come to mind. One of them is Tom Brady retiring, but I'm gonna talk about that next week because this is mostly a gaming channel, so we got to deal with the gaming news first and foremost, and that is this. Sony strikes back and bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. Now, obviously, this is old news. This is about like a little over a week old, but you know, I got to talk about it. I got to get my 2 cents in on this. So, according to IGN.com, let's get straight into it. According to IGN.com, basically, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Sony, has announced it will acquire Destiny developer Bungie for $3.6 billion. So, GameIndustry.biz reports that following the deal, Bungie will be run as and I'm quoting here, an independent subsidiary of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and will remain a multi-platform studio with the option to, quote, self-publish and reach players where they choose to play, end quote. So, in case you don't know, Bungie was the original creators of Halo, but they moved away from that and put a lot of their efforts onto Destiny and obviously Destiny 2. So, you know, that's very interesting. Imagine if they would still own Halo and they were bought by Sony. It would be the equivalent of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, who just happened to own Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. Like, it would be just crazy. So here's the thing about Bungie. Now, looking at every Bungie game ever reviewed by IGN. So they created Oni, which apparently was a good game because it got a 7.3. Well, we can't trust these reviews, but it got a 7.3 from IGN. As I mentioned, they created Halo, the first Halo, which got a 9.7. Halo 2, which got a 9.8. Halo 3, which got a 9.5. Halo 3 ODST, which got an even 9.0. So yeah, Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. Halo Reach, we got a 9.5. Destiny, which I actually really like Destiny, which got a 7.8. Destiny The Dark Below, I believe that's the DLC, which got a 6.0. Destiny House of Wolves, we got a 7.5. Yes, that's DLC. Destiny The Taken King, we got a 9.0. I think it should have got less than that, but whatever. Destiny Rise of Iron got a 6.2. So now they listing our DLCs, and now we got to Destiny 2, which got an 8.5. So outside of Oni and the Destiny games, there's not much that Bungie currently have. And to be honest, I'm not even sure they still have Oni, or Oni, how you pronounce it. I don't know if they still have Oni. So, but there's some more news to this though. So Sony is spending $1.2 billion to keep Destiny 2 developers from leaving. So now this is from Kotaku.com. So check this out. When Sony revealed its surprise $3.6 billion deal to buy Bungie, it was clear the PS5 manufacturers were paying a premium. Some people say they overpaid for the original creators of Halo and now Destiny 2. Now the company have revealed roughly a third of that price tag is actually just to pay Bungie developers so they don't immediately leave the studio. So there you go with that. That was the first paragraph in the Kotaku article. So let's talk about the reasons why Sony bought Bungie. So aside from the fact that the only thing that Bungie got going for themselves really is Destiny 2. That is it. I can't think of any other game that was big time that Bungie currently owns. So they don't own Halo, but so there's that. So there's two reasons. One, they want the developers. Sony want the developers. So obviously, I just read the article. They paying the developers $1.2 billion. So that would be paid out over several years. So I want to put that out there as well. That'll be paid out over several years. And Bungie have really like around 900 people employed. So it comes out to over $1 million per developer. Like, some folks would get more, others would get less. That's according to Kotaku. But to keep the Destiny 2 developers or the Bungie developers in-house, what this means is those same developers that have been working on Destiny 2 could work on other games that could potentially be Sony exclusive. That's a possibility. Now, that's one reason. Now, another reason why they got Bungie was to make sure that Microsoft don't get Bungie. There's that. And actually, I said two reasons. There's a third reason. The third reason, because Sony needs something for their soon-to-be-released streaming service as well. Because, you know, Microsoft, they got their Xbox Game Pass scenario, which is top-notch, apparently. And Sony is working on theirs. So they need some third-party developers to, you know, in order for them to have some type of competition against Xbox Game Pass. So Bungie, they figured Bungie would be a good place to start. Now, again, that reason is like, because it's not enough to compete against Game Pass, but it's a start. It's a small start, but a start nevertheless. I like the other two reasons better, to prevent Microsoft from buying them because of the history between Microsoft and Bungie due to Halo. And the other reason was to keep those developers. So the developers can not only continue to work on Destiny 2 and whatever other Destiny game that may be coming out soon, but they can also use those developers to work on other Sony projects. So that's a good reason to keep them in-house. So what do I think about all of this? I'm not sure if they overpaid Bungie. I don't know. Because some people look at it and saying, well, they only make Destiny 2. That's it. So yeah, they overpaid. But I'm like, well, there's reasons beyond that. They want the developers. They want to prevent Microsoft from getting Bungie. Even though there has been no reports of Microsoft being interested in buying Bungie. But then again, there was no reports of Microsoft being interested in buying Activision Blizzard. Then all of a sudden, bam, they just did it. So there you go with that. Now, that third reason in terms of, oh, Sony could have something with their streaming service. Like, it's a reason, but in terms of like the end result of that reason, they're going to need more than Bungie to pull that off in regards to their own streaming service to compete with Xbox Game Pass. So there's that. But at the end of the day, to be honest, it really doesn't affect me. I'm not caring that much about it. So again, it depends on what happens from this point going forward. If they use these developers to make more games, better games for PlayStation, now I can look at it and be like, okay, that was a good move that they made a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago. But if nothing spectacular comes out of this in terms of them using these developers to make games for PlayStation, better games for PlayStation, then it's like, now let's be real. Now, I'm not saying PlayStation games currently suck, because obviously they got the Spider-Man games, they got Kenna, they had MLB The Show, but now that's on multi-platform. Oh my gosh, there was a Nintendo Direct. MLB The Show is now coming to the Switch. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's another story for another day. Obviously, they got the God of War, they got the Horizon Zero Dawn, they got the Ratchet and Clank. They got a lot of really good exclusives. Their exclusives are better than Microsoft's exclusives. So let's throw that out there. And if they can make their exclusives better by, you know, obviously making the current exclusives better, or make new exclusives, just, you know, so they'll be just as good or better than the current ones, then yeah, this is a win for Sony. But if that's not the case, then I don't see the point. Like, unless you want to prevent Microsoft from buying Bungie, I really don't see the point. So that's my take on this issue, not this issue, but this deal that's Sony buying Bungie for $3.6 billion. So that's where I stand on this one. Not much to talk about here, to be honest. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.